The tranquil neighborhoods of Largo, nestled in Pinellas County on Florida's Gulf Coast, were abruptly thrust into chaos. What began as a typical summer afternoon, humid with the distant rumble of thunder, quickly escalated into a nightmare as an unexpected tornado carved a path of destruction through the heart of the community. The storm system had been brewing quietly throughout the day, fueled by an upper-level low sweeping across the Florida Peninsula. As sea breezes collided and atmospheric instability peaked, a severe thunderstorm intensified over the Tampa Bay area.
Warehouse stuff.
By early evening, the National Weather Service had issued a tornado watch, but few anticipated the ferocity of what was to come. Without much warning, a funnel cloud descended over Largo, touching down with a roar that residents later described as sounding like a freight train barreling through their streets. The tornado, later classified as an EF2, tore through neighborhoods with wind speeds exceeding 110 miles per hour. Its path was erratic but devastating, targeting mobile home communities and densely populated residential zones. In Ranchero Village, one of the hardest-hit areas, more than 20 homes had their roofs completely torn off. Walls buckled, windows shattered, and personal belongings were strewn across lawns and treetops. Emergency crews, braving the still turbulent weather, went door to door checking for survivors. Miraculously, no fatalities were reported, though the emotional toll was immeasurable. Video footage captured by residents showed debris swirling violently in the air. Siding, shingles, tree limbs, and even entire sections of fencing lifted and hurled like paper. In some areas, power lines snapped and transformers exploded in showers of sparks, plunging entire blocks into darkness. Utility crews worked through the night to restore electricity, navigating fallen trees and flooded streets. The Pinebrook neighborhood also suffered significant damage. Here, the tornado's fury was evident in the twisted metal of carports, the splintered trunks of century-old oaks, and the eerie silence that followed the storm's passage. Residents emerged from shelters and interior rooms to find their homes unrecognizable. Some wept openly. Others stood in stunned silence, clutching what little they could salvage. Local authorities quickly mobilized. The Largo Police Department issued a statement urging the public to avoid the affected areas to allow emergency responders to work safely. Shelters were opened for displaced families, and volunteers from across the county arrived with food, water, and supplies. The community, though shaken, began the slow process of recovery with remarkable resilience. Meteorologists from the National Weather Service arrived the following morning to survey the damage. Preliminary assessments confirmed the tornado's EF2 rating and mapped its path across several miles of Pinellas County. They noted that the storm had also produced hail ranging from pea to quarter-sized, adding to the damage inflicted on vehicles and rooftops. An unexpected tornado tore through parts of Pinellas County on Wednesday, damaging dozens of homes and leaving a trail of destruction in neighborhoods west of Tampa. The severe thunderstorm moved through the area during the early evening, spawning the twister that heavily impacted mobile home communities in the Pinellas Park area. After the severe weather, emergency crews were seen going door to door to check for potential storm victims. As of Wednesday evening, authorities did not report any significant injuries associated with the unwarned cell. At this time, no injuries have been reported. However, multiple homes have sustained damage. We ask the public to avoid the affected areas to allow emergency crews to safely and effectively continue their work, the Largo Police Department stated.
There's a tornado going
Video
around.
taken by nearby residents showed debris swirling through the air as the tornado ripped siding and pieces of roofs from structures.
I'm in a tornado. I'm in this tornado.
By nightfall, emergency crews were already working to clear debris from streets, as first responders encouraged the public not to go out sightseeing and to stay away from the damage zone. The National Weather Service office in Ruskin, which serves the Tampa Bay region, reported that storms in the same area also produced hail ranging in size from peas to quarters. Forecasters said the state's typical storm pattern is being enhanced by an upper-level low moving across the Florida Peninsula. Early summer storms tend to be more severe, as there is more instability when the state's sea breezes collide, leading to strong wind gusts, hail, and the potential for brief tornadoes. Local emergency management officials and NWS meteorologists are expected to survey the damage on Thursday to determine the strength and path of the tornado. Power outages were also reported across parts of Pinellas County, with utility crews working into the night to restore service to customers. Residents are always encouraged to pay close attention to the weather during the summer months, as June, July, August, and September typically produce the majority of rainfall across the peninsula. A doorbell camera captured a terrifying moment on Wednesday evening, local time, when powerful winds ripped a mobile home clean off its foundation in the Ranchero Village area of Largo, Florida, as a tornado tore through the region. The video shows debris flying as strong winds sweep through the area. A mobile home in the background suddenly lifts off the ground, tilts, and rises into the air in one quick horrific motion. The structure caught mid-lift like a scene from a disaster movie. Even another home nearby appears dislodged from its foundation. Authorities rushed to the scene shortly after receiving multiple reports of storm-related damage. In a post on X, the Largo Police Department said, "This evening, Largo Fire Rescue and the Largo Police Department responded to reports of significant storm-related damage at Ranchero Village and Bay Ranch manufactured home communities on the 7,000 block of Ulmerton Road," the statement read. Emergency crews are actively assessing the scene. At this time, no injuries have been reported. However, multiple homes have sustained damage, it added. And local news correspondent on the ground spoke to the homeowner whose house was seen lifting in the video. She was inside the home at the time of the incident. "I was doing somersaults inside," she recalled, describing how the tornado seemed to toss her around the interior, but came out walking with only some scrapes and bruises.
You just walked in right before me.
Several residents from Ranchero Village recounted the terrifying moments when the tornado swept through their neighborhood, describing the noise, destruction, and disbelief as their homes came under assault. Speaking to local media, a local resident said he was watching television when the storm hit. "All of a sudden, it's like a freight train. That's the best way to describe it," he said. "And then I hear tearing apart and I ran into the bathroom, which is supposed to be the safest place."
They just put us under a special weather statement, so